Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Isis Lopez, and today I am going to talk about like a summarize of the main points of Unit 2 of Lesson Plan. So let's start. After that we have the lesson, we have three elements that are planning and preparation, classroom management, and the assessment. So let's begin with the planning and preparation. The planning and preparation consists of be prepared for the context that we are going to develop. Also prepare the context according to the objectives and the level of the students. This is very important because we have to prepare all the material according to the gauge and the level of the students and according obviously with the context that they are living. For that reason, we have different methodologies. For example, we have student-centered approach or task extraction or clip. And with that methodologies, we are going to apply it in the classroom in order to develop the abilities of the students. But first of all is planning. And after that, we have like a plan is the preparation of how to think that goals that we put or that we wrote in planning. For example, let's imagine that in the future I would like to buy a house. So if I would like to have if I would like to buy a house, I have first of all to plan it. For example, make like a list of different activities that I can do in order to earn money, or what kind of house I would like to buy, or if it's a big house or a little house, something like that. And after that, I have like a brainstorm that is the planning. I am going to apply the preparation. For example, if I wrote like a activity, for example, like to get a job in order to to obtain money. In the preparation, I look for different jobs in order to get the money. But we have to take into consider that we'll be planning something. With the preparation doesn't mean that we are going to get that because there are different factors that influence in planning and also in preparation. Secondly, is the classroom management. So, in the classroom management is how to manage the whole classroom, organize the classroom, and rules and behavior. What it means? Well, as you know, in a classroom we have different number of students, and in some cases it's difficult to organize or difficult to control the all behavior of the students because we have different learning styles. So there are some methods that you can use in order to organize the classroom. For example, we can organize the classroom like in a circle, and in this it's very important that the teacher puts in the middle in the circle in order to control the whole class. Also, we can organize the class between a T chart, and in the T chart, obviously the teacher is going to be in the middle. We can organize the classroom into a square, like something like this. And also the teacher are going to put in the middle in order to check the behavior of the students. We can organize the classroom between like in columns like this. And the teacher in this case is going to be in front of the columns because with that they can check the rules and the behavior of the students. And finally, we can organize the classroom between like something like this in groups, different kinds of groups that are going to be in different places of the classroom. And for that reason, the teacher must control the behavior to go around to all groups. We can organize the classroom between pairs. Also, in some cases, we can apply the individual work. And finally, we can organize the classroom like a snake, something like this. And the teacher must go to each group in order to check understanding, in order to clarify some doubts. We have to take into consideration that in the classroom management, the behavior and the rules are very important. And third, we have the assessment. So, just in assessment, we have two different forms of assessment. And with assessment, the teacher must know if the students are learning or not. So we have summative assessment and formative assessment. In the summative assessment, the goal of summative assessment is to evaluate a student's learning. It means with different activities in order to make sure that the students are learning the subject. And with the summative assessment, if the student get like a bad grade, the teacher can get the students a feedback. And the formative assessment, that is, they have low or not point value. So with assessment, the teacher realize what subjects or what topics that the student must some difficulties, and with that, the teacher can give feedback to their students. Also, in this unit, we have context and connection. The context. The context means that according to the real situation of each student, and teacher must adapt to the context. Okay, this means that in a classroom we have different contexts, not only one, because each student lives in different conditions or have different learning contexts. So for that reason, the teacher must prepare and create materials and look like an analysis of what kind of learners they have and something like that. For example, let's imagine that one student don't pay attention to the classroom, and the teacher, if the teacher don't analyze the context, the teacher must be get angry and something like that. But if the teacher analyze the context of the student, the teacher can realize that in some cases that the student have some problems in his or her house, or maybe the student doesn't eat something or doesn't eat breakfast. So for that reason, the they don't have the ability to pay attention to the classroom. So for that reason, we have to understand each student situation according to the context and try to look for different solutions for that context. And finally, we have the cognition. In cognition, we have three. First is the declarative knowledge. The declarative knowledge is based on empirical knowledge, and in other words, the experience. It means that all people learn through experience and also with interaction between others. The society plays an important role in declarative knowledge because with errors we can learn something, and also through making errors we can improve our abilities. Secondly, is the procedural knowledge. In the procedural knowledge, we have different methods, skills, and techniques that the teacher can use in order to develop the critical thinking or the abilities of the student. And finally, the outlook. The outlook are the attitudes, orientations, and outcomes that the teacher have for the classroom. Thank you, teacher. That is all.